The anticipation in my chest was both thrilling and nerve-wracking. Introducing Max to my family felt like a major milestone, one that I had never taken lightly. Family had always been my anchor, my safe haven, and as a Cancer, their approval meant everything. The idea of bringing Max into that world was both exhilarating and terrifying. It was a crisp Sunday morning, and the scent of salt from the nearby Charleston harbor mingled with the aroma of my mother's homemade cinnamon rolls. The house, a warm, inviting sanctuary built with love and memories, stood proud with its pastel blue shutters and creeping ivy that framed the windows. The porch, adorned with seasonal wreaths and potted plants, exuded an air of welcome that had always made me feel protected. Inside, the wooden floors creaked slightly under the weight of tradition, carrying the echoes of countless Sunday gatherings, laughter, and whispered conversations. The kitchen, always the heart of our home, bustled with warmth and familiarity. The counters were lined with well-worn mixing bowls and flour-dusted surfaces, a testament to my mother's endless devotion to feeding her family with love. The scent of butter melting into freshly baked rolls filled the air, mingling with the rich aroma of slow-roasted chicken and caramelized onions. The light filtering through the kitchen windows was golden, casting a comforting glow over the room as the meal came together, each dish carrying a piece of my family's heritage. The dining room table had been set with the family's finest china, delicate floral patterns etched into porcelain plates, the silverware polished to a perfect gleam. A floral centerpiece sat in the middle, a hand-picked bouquet of gardenias and roses that my mother had arranged earlier that morning. The chairs, each assigned to an unspoken order, had hosted years of shared moments, celebrations, quiet reflections, and lively debates. The living room carried its own essence of nostalgia, lined with framed photographs capturing frozen moments in time. My parents on their wedding day, my siblings and me playing by the shoreline as children, my grandparents holding hands in their sunlit garden. A large wooden bookshelf stood proudly in the corner, its shelves filled with worn paperbacks, encyclopedias, and my father's collection of naval history books. The scent of old pages mixed with the faint traces of cinnamon and pine from the candles my mother loved to light during family gatherings. Max's presence in this space felt like the first brushstroke on an unfinished canvas. He moved through the house with a quiet reverence, taking in the details, understanding the weight each object carried. He took a moment to study a framed photograph of my grandparents, nodding as if he recognized something familiar in their embrace. The atmosphere around him shifted subtly, the house responding to his presence with an acceptance that could not be explained but was deeply felt. As the afternoon sun cast long golden shadows through the lace curtains, the meal came together seamlessly. The spread was abundant, a testament to my mother's love language, her way of expressing care through carefully prepared dishes. The rich, savory aroma of the roasted chicken paired perfectly with the buttery mashed potatoes, the freshness of garden-grown green beans, and the gentle tang of homemade cranberry sauce. Every dish told a story, every ingredient infused with intention. The soft murmur of conversation, the gentle clinking of silverware against porcelain, and the occasional burst of laughter wove together into a familiar symphony, a melody of belonging. My father sat at the head of the table, his steady presence grounding us all, while my mother observed everything with quiet contentment, her eyes sparkling with unspoken thoughts. As I observed the moment, I realized the enormity of what this day meant. It was not just an introduction, it was an invitation for Max to witness the world that had shaped me, the traditions that had molded my heart. It was a glimpse into the fabric of my soul, woven with the threads of family, love, and history. When the meal was done and the plates were cleared, the golden hour cast a warm glow over the house. The scent of coffee brewing filled the air as my mother prepared her signature blend, the rich aroma swirling with the lingering sweetness of dessert. The gentle hum of conversation continued, the house wrapping around us all like an embrace. Stepping outside onto the porch, the The cool breeze carried with it the distant sound of waves from the Charleston shore. The sky had begun its slow transformation into hues of soft lavender and warm amber, a quiet spectacle of beauty that only nature could provide. I stood beside Max, the weight of the day settling in my chest, not as anxiety, but as a deep, unshakable comfort. For a Cancer like me, family was everything. It was the foundation upon which I had built my sense of self, the safe harbor I always returned to. And now, as I felt the presence of Max beside me, I knew I was not just introducing him to my family. I was welcoming him into a part of my heart that I had always kept guarded, allowing him to step into the sanctuary of my past, my present, and my future. As the last light of the day faded into twilight, I understood something profound. Love was not just about two people finding each other. It was about weaving their lives into something greater. And in that moment, standing in the embrace of my childhood home with Max by my side, I knew I was ready for whatever came next.